welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nicole Lauren and I'm a photographer and attorney, and I love bringing all sorts of entrepreneur content for you, but specifically in this little 3-part series, this is video 3 of 3, and we have been going through my whole wedding process. So as a photographer, I've been sharing my packing and prepping, that was the first vlog, my wedding day process, so behind the scenes of a wedding day, which is the last vlog, number 2 of the videos, and then this vlog, number 3, is going to be my post-processing and editing and delivery process after weddings. So make sure to click that subscribe button down below. All right, so let's get into post-processing. So after a wedding day, so this particular wedding that I just shot was on Friday. Today is actually Tuesday, and the day after a wedding, I really like to hunker down and get a sneak peek out. So after wedding day, pretty much I collapsed on the floor. I literally sat out in my car for like 20 minutes, like just sitting out there after I got home from the wedding because I was so tired I couldn't be bothered to move and like come inside. The next day we just kind of like laid low. We had a party to go to, so we went to that. But all of that day I basically called and edited the sneak peek for my couple, and so I always like to do that within 24 hours. There's a few reasons for this. I want to make sure that the excitement is high, and so I'm keeping up that excitement and getting them whenever that excitement is high so that it doesn't wear off before I give them the photos, because if their excitement is high, they're more likely to share those photos, and in turn friends are going to see the photos, etc., etc. So that's my whole desire with the sneak peeks. For this wedding I tried something new, and I actually shared some sneak peeks on my Instagram feed, and I invited my couple as a collaborator on the Instagram post, and that worked out really well. I'm going to do that for all of my other sneak peeks because it worked out so well. So I really enjoyed that process. It got a lot of exposure, it got a lot of talk, and everyone was commenting and liking, and it was just a great fun way to kind of like showcase their photos with 10 to start. And then later that evening I actually texted Maddie, my bride, a link to the gallery, and she was so excited. Basically like kind of like an overview of the whole day, so some of my best images from the entire day from start to finish. So I put details photos in there, I put some getting ready photos in there, I put some bride and groom photos, bridal party, first look, ceremony, reception, all the things, but like it's the best of the best images so that they're seeing those first, sharing those first on their social media, and sharing it with friends. Now the cool thing about editing is that I have started to use AI in my editing process, and it has made a huge difference. I used to spend hours and hours and hours painstakingly editing my photos, and I used to actually outsource my photo editing before I went full-time. Once I went full-time, I was like, okay, I feel like I have enough time to do this on my own, so I stopped outsourcing editing, and honestly editing is one of my least favorite parts of my job. But once I discovered Imagen AI, that is my editing software that I use, and I'll put a link down in the description along with a promo code for you if you want to try it out. But I use Imagen AI, and it cuts down my editing time so much, and so it's already edited in my style, but I do go back through and touch every single photo, but they're really minor adjustments at that point, and it takes so much less time. Well worth the money. It is 5 cents an image to edit on Imagen, and then I have a code for some free edits for you. I think it's like 1,500 free edits that you can get at the coupon link below. For like an 8-hour wedding, I usually edit and deliver around 1,000 images, and so that's about $50. So it's nothing crazy. After a wedding, like I said, I do sneak peeks. I send that out to the couple, and I always make sure to send them a sweet little text. And I love it when they send me texts about their experience and how much they enjoyed it. So I love doing that. And then another thing that I like to do is I like to send that sneak peek gallery out to my wedding vendors that I worked with on the wedding day. So usually that's the planner and the venue specifically. But if I have access to other people's information like the DJ, the hair and makeup artist, the florist, things like that, I'll send that gallery out to them as well. I think that's so important because you want to make sure that you're building those vendor relationships and really serving others well, because a lot of people don't do that. So if you can go out of your way to serve someone else, especially someone that you're working with at a wedding, that's going to be so amazing. It's going to make a huge impression on them, and not only is it going to help your business, but it's also just going to be a good thing for you to do as a human. During the whole sneak peek process, I basically upload everything to my hard drive. It's a solid state hard drive. I'll leave the one that I have linked in the description below, so I make sure to back that up as soon as I come home, or at least the next morning if at all possible. But the first thing that I do in terms terms of like post-processing, and I try to do this within like 3 days after the wedding, is I try to go through all the images and cull the ones that I want to edit. So I tell my couples that around 80 to 100 images is what I deliver for every hour of coverage. And that means that when a couple books with me, they're expecting around 800 images for their final gallery if they're booking that 8-hour package. Now, I tend to overshoot. I try to keep it though around 1,000 to 1,200 images. I think anything above that, especially for an 8-hour day, is just way too much for them to have to sift through and go through. Now, sometimes when I cull images, I will want to edit a lot more than that, and so I'll usually cull back through again one more time just to make sure that I'm actually culling the best of the best, that I'm not culling, you know, images that look the same pose, the same exact image twice. The next thing I do is I run them through Imagen AI, and I already have uploaded a lot of images, like thousands of images, into the software so that it can understand and mimic my editing style. And so I already have an edit, it's like a profile in Imagen AI where it's already editing my photos based on other photos that I've run through. I cull the images in Photomechanic. I drag them into Lightroom from Photomechanic, so the culled images are then being uploaded into Lightroom, and this is all happening from my solid state hard drive. So this is plugged into my computer. It's not happening on my local hard drive, so I can reserve space on my computer. Then I can open up Imagen AI, select that catalog in Lightroom, and then actually upload those images into Imagen AI to be edited. It takes around 5 to 10 minutes for it to be able to get those first edits on those images, which I think is huge. Like if that were me doing it by hand for those first round of edits, it would take me hours upon hours to do it. So it really cuts down a lot of time for me, which is really awesome. And then I go back through in Lightroom and I actually tweak every single image. And I think this is important because I just want to make sure you know, I don't recommend that you just go to AI editing if you don't know how to edit. I think first and foremost, you need to develop your consistent style, have consistency in your business, know how to edit organically on your own manually, and then utilize something like AI once you have a consistent style down. Because if you're going to AI and you're kind of skipping everything, it's not going to serve you well. You're going to be frustrated, you're not going to have consistent edits, and you're not going to know how to really find your style. After I do that, I export the gallery from Lightroom onto usually just my desktop. That's kind of like my holding place that I put the gallery or the folder of images before I back them up to my hard drive once again. And then I take that gallery and I upload it to PicTime. And PicTime is my gallery software that I use. So I create a whole gallery for them. It's customized to their name, their date. I put a cover photo on there. I also make it so that people have to enter their email before they enter the gallery. I take the gallery of images and I section them out by different parts of the day. This kind of like mimics the timeline in essence. I have a part of the day that says getting ready and details. I have a part of the day that says bride and groom photos, one that says bridal party portraits, one that says reception, one that says ceremony, and it's pretty much every single section of the day grouped in photo format in that gallery. And what I also do is I have a section at the very top. It's called Nicole's Favorites. I want them to see the vision for the day far before they see just the actual moments, if that makes sense. So the final thing I have to do once the gallery is uploaded into PicTime is that I have to send my email to my clients telling them that I'm so excited their gallery is ready. Now, I always tell my clients that my delivery time is between 3 and 6 weeks. Trying to deliver galleries super fast. I had my last wedding delivered in a week because I had just started using AI and it changed my life. It absolutely changed my whole workflow. It changed my life. And so moving forward, I really am trying to deliver galleries within 2 weeks. Now, when I deliver a gallery, I will send an email out, but I will also probably send a text message as well. I like to deliver the sneak peek gallery via text message because it's just super fun and I like getting the instant feedback from my clients. So I like to do that for when I'm sending the full gallery as well. But inside of the email version, I always make sure to ask for a review. And the number one place that I want my clients to review me is on Google reviews, because reviews there help boost my SEO. I think if you're not asking for reviews, you're missing out because this is a huge opportunity for you to get seen online. All right, the final part of post-processing is album design. I love being able to design custom albums for my clients, and I really do give them a white glove experience where I take over the entire process for them. I design everything from start to finish. They basically just tell me their favorite images and I put them into an album that's custom designed for them. All of my albums are custom designed and custom priced. I am a full service studio, so I always make sure that my clients know that printing through me is gonna be really high quality, it's gonna serve them really well, and it's also gonna be heirloom pieces that are actually gonna withstand the test of time. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had so much fun showing you my post-processing workflow for after a wedding. If you have any questions, seriously let me know. Just put a comment down below and I will be happy to answer it. And also, if you did not catch the first 2 videos of this little 3-part series I'm doing, I'm gonna leave links for all of those in the description below. But make sure you catch those videos too. Make sure you subscribe, and I cannot wait to see you next time on the YouTube channel. Bye!